What's up, PE 580? This is Zachary Perez, and this is my stress video response. The first question asks, who or what pushes your stress button? We'll start with what. I think a major stress button for me is just overall progress. Um, Throughout the day, dealing with, being a basketball coach, being a student, and then being, all these other things throughout the day kind of presents a lot of tasks. And if you feel like you're not making any progress throughout the day or throughout the week, a lot of stress tends to be put on myself, or I just start overthinking things and feel like I really need to rush into things when sometimes I really don't need to. Um, who pushes my stress button? I don't necessarily let a lot of people get into my stress button. The only thing I can really think about is certain players kind of push that stress button because sports are just naturally stress related. um, but I think a lot of that kind of can go away if you put trust in your players, and I think that's something I've learned a lot going into my second year. If a guy puts in the work and a guy puts in the effort, um, you can't really fault them. You can just entrust in them, and that kind of takes a lot of weight off a coach's shoulders. So the next question asks, what steps will you implement from the textbook to counter out my stressors? The first one is definitely physical activity. I definitely found that being physically active, whether it be cardiovascular or um, weight training, can be very therapeutic. When I perform those things, much like how it was when I participated in college sports or high school sports, you kind of zone everything out and you kind of embrace what you're doing at the time, and you kind of just release a lot of that muscle tension that you may be previously holding. So that's something that the textbook kind of offers, and something that I already take part in and I want to continue to do moving forward. Um, the next thing I would like to implement more, or to counteract these stressors, is kind of participate in yoga. Yoga kind of is a form of meditation and relaxation, and it's something that I've done a few times. And just being stressed throughout the day, or being on a computer trying to do your homework and being in a slouched position isn't very good. So not only does it you know take away a lot of that muscle tension, it also clears your mind. It's also one of those things, physical activities, that kind of just gets you clearing your mind and relieve of all that stress, or all those things that are on your mind throughout the day. um, another another step that I would take to counteract these stressors is basically just have a positive outlook um, on things. A lot of things change, a lot of things come up, um, but you can't really necessarily let that get the best of you. Um, you got to understand that there's going to be adversity, and if you just take the positive out of everything, I feel like you don't dwell on the negative, and you kind of just feel a little bit happier about your environment, or just about what you've done throughout the day. Um, Another thing that I would implement is basically a healthy lifestyle. It's bad enough when you feel all this stress throughout the day, and then you start eating bad, you start feeling worse, and you start stressing more. So that's something that I kind of do right now, and I think I need to continue doing, just because I feel better when I eat better. I have more energy. When I have more energy, I feel like I can get more done. When I get more done, like we talked about before, um, I feel like I'm making progress and I don't feel that stress. So that's something that's kind of went a long way for me, and I want to keep pushing forward to do. And the book kind of reiterates that a healthy lifestyle is really good for you in relieving stress. And the last thing that I would do is just um, have a positive mental aspects toward myself. it's difficult to do things when you don't put your mind to it. And if I constantly tell myself, hey, I can get this done, hey, I can get this done in a timely manner, and kind of give myself a pat on the back, then I feel like I've either relieved a lot of stress, or that I've done enough throughout the day to where I'm not stressing the next day or the next week or anything like that. So, having that confidence and telling yourself that you can do it is something that, I want to implement as well to counteract these stressors. Um, so yeah, that's what I have for you guys this week. I'm looking forward to see how you guys deal with your stressors and maybe take away a few points that you guys have as well. So thank you.